Goodbye Glover Park vlog. Goodbye Glover Park vlog. Goodbye Glover Park vlog. I'm actually kind of sad I'm leaving this neighborhood. So I've lived in Glover Park now for on and off for 4 years. I started living here in 2017 right out of college, fell in love with it, moved away for a little bit into that state we call Virginia. And then I moved back right away as soon as I could because I loved it here. And then bam! Oh my God! The pandemic hit. And I spent a lot of time in this neighborhood. However, honestly, there's nothing wrong with that because this place has been fantastic to live in during a pandemic. It has plenty of nature and it has parts of the city, but it also has parts of suburbia in a nice way. But yeah, I'm moving away finally, and I just wanted to make a video kind of reminiscing about everything that makes Glover Park great and also what makes it weird. And some of the not so great stuff about it, but we'll get to that. So as a goodbye, if you will, I went down the most busiest streets, the commercial kind of district, if you will, of the neighborhood, and took some pictures of businesses and places I've been to that have had great times or honestly not so great times, but they are memorable. So I think it is important to reminisce, if you will. I want to first start off by talking about the geography of Glover Park. So if DC was Middle Earth, Glover Park would definitely be the Shire. It's full with trees, it's full with nature, but it's also very hospitable. It has kind of like a small town feel. There's really only 3 different roads that you can actually use to get in and out of the neighborhood. If you're looking to go north, you would take New Mexico Avenue out of the neighborhood. Then if you're looking to go east, you would take Calvert Street. And then if you're looking to go south, you would take 37th Street. The rest of the neighborhood borders a lot of forests, so it's very pleasant. It was very nice living there during the pandemic. This is the Shire. It's a very pleasant place, a lot of trees, a lot of parks. A lot of people kind of keep to themselves a lot of times, but in a good way. Unfortunately, their dogs do not. Just please, y'all, if you could just pick up your dog, that would be amazing. But I digress. I guess what does that make Mordor or Eye of Sauron? Maybe the mall? So most of my afternoon was spent just walking down from North End Glover Park all the way to South End Glover Park. And the goal of this beautiful day, the 60 degrees day in February, is to take some photos. I got my Canon 80D. I've had it now for, I think, 5 years now. Yeah, wow. I used to do more photography, but I don't really anymore. I really switched more to just focusing on video now and editing. Here's the sign of Glover Park. Now, one thing that I noticed when I was taking these pictures is that it was so cloudy, but also so bright. So it was kind of hard to like continuously change my ISO, my f-stop, and my shutter speed, and my white balance to accommodate the consistent change in light. I think the most I struggled with that day was just keeping up with the light. And adjusting those settings. I'll be honest, like some of these pictures are not my best. Some of them I was popping off on near the end, but for the most part, I think they're pretty standard. But I still think it serves as a good photo diary, if you will, of just what this neighborhood looks like and the people and places that it hosts. So the first place I went to is one of my favorites. It is Rockland's Barbecue. I mean, I don't know. I'm not like a barbecue expert, but it's pretty damn good. In my opinion, it's the best barbecue in DC, but I don't know if that holds a lot of weight to it because it's not barbecue from Kansas City, Texas, or North Carolina, but it's still pretty fantastic. Next to it, I also went to Pearson's Liquor. It's just a liquor store I sometimes go to. Sometimes White Claw calls, or whiskey, or vodka, or anything else. Did a lot of drinking during the pandemic, just like I know a lot of you did, but definitely trying to cut back on it. Wow, this is a little too much TMI. Anyway, so one place that I stopped by, and it's been vacant for years now. It's such a bummer. It's been vacant even before the pandemic, but I stopped by the Mason Inn. It's just it was such a fun dive bar in DC, and you really don't see that in DC anymore. Usually it's just like some foo-foo shit. Or like, I mean, it's fine. Like people love cats and cupcakes and stuff like that. But I mean, I don't know. I love a good dive bar. One other really, really cool thing is they used to have so many cool bands just like drop by. I remember they had like one day they had a punk band come in, and then another day they had a country band come in, and they it was awesome because if you like all types of music like I do, it's pretty cool. Unfortunately, it's if I'm remembering correctly, it shut down because during the night after it would close down as a bar, it would also double as an illegal marijuana black market area, if you will. But yeah, apparently the police raided it and closed it. So that was a bummer. And unfortunately, that seems to be a trend that continues throughout Glover Park is I find a new bar or I find a new place and then it closes. So what a bummer. It was Cheers, but with too much marijuana and the police raided it. Oh no, okay. This is gonna be a lot. The next place I took pictures of was Good Guys. Now, for those who are unfamiliar, Good Guys is a strip club in DC. I have been in it once. No, honestly, the real reason, I'm not joking, the real reason why I went there with my friends is because there's so much about this establishment online and specifically on Yelp. So for those of you that don't know, reviews on Yelp of strip clubs are kind of like just being on a weird Reddit page, but they're more PG-13, weirdly enough, because people just have a lot to say. They have a lot on their mind apparently when they go in and out of a strip club. So some of this stuff I read and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go here. This is just too interesting. Oh, so it seems like there's actually new reviews, which I find interesting. I haven't been there since the pandemic. I've only been there once. I'm not a strip club guy. I just was very interested based off these reviews. So, okay. Vasif T says, I wasn't happy with drinks. I always have Corona. When I go out, nobody can tell me how it tests. So, did you have a Corona test? Is this a joke? Bartender kept lying to me and being unprofessional instead of arguing with me. She was trying to prove something to me. I felt uncomfortable. My friend felt the same way. It's a bummer if you feel uncomfortable at a strip club, I guess. Yeah, I think you misspelled it. And I'm dyslexic too, so you have no excuse. I'm assuming he says, nobody can tell me how it tastes, but that saying tests for Corona is pretty funny. I think it's weird this place is between a Whole Foods and a playground / park, but I guess even a nice family-oriented neighborhood like this needs a strip club. Oh boy, do they mean strip. Best burger in DC, there you go. Mouthfeel, 8.10. Texture, okay. Tastes, moisture. Oh, I thought he was doing a bit. Now you know. Maybe I gotta go back there for a burger now. Gentlemen.
This here is velvet, not velveteen. A gentleman must learn the difference.
I've been going to Good Guys for the last 15 years or so, and have been in there every day of the week and every time of the day. Things have sometimes changed for the better and sometimes for the worse. No, I mean, I'm just reading a bunch of the worst reviews. It actually apparently has pretty good reviews. This place is killer. The dancers are sexy as hell. The vibe was party atmosphere and no cover charge to boots. So killer, now you have my attention. One thing I do remember is that there was an incident here. I think somebody was set on fire, if I'm not mistaken. DC strip club employee doused with gasoline and set on fire. Holy shit. Police say an employee at the popular Washington DC strip club is improving after angry patron drenched him in gasoline and set him on fire. 2007, November 5th. What do you know? I will say, however, when we went in, we were not doused with fire. It was a pleasant experience. It was kind of overpriced with the food, I'll be honest. But then again, I've only been to one strip club ever, and usually people don't go for the food, but apparently they have good, tasty burgers. Oh, and one other thing I do want to say about this strip club is that we have a local paper called the Glover Park Gazette, which is free. And it actually has some pretty good writing in it. It just talks about like what's going on in the neighborhood and stuff like that. But every single paper, and I have it up, the digital version up right here, Good Guys buys an ad. So for casual dining and exotic entertainment in Glover Park since 1966. Wow, it's been there for a while. The strip club's supporting their local neighborhood newspaper, so I can't argue with that. Keep it up, Good Guys. Okay, so Bread Soda. Bread Soda's a fun dive bar. I have some stories. Stories that I'm not going to share. All I'm going to say is never bring a pool stick into a bathroom.
Don't be ridiculous.
Look, if you can just move that setup. These curved cues can be difficult. All right, pull.
So I ended the day at Holy Road Cemetery. It's just a fun, old, decrepit cemetery, just falling apart, but I love it. And it's weird for me to say, but like it's one of my favorite cemeteries because it's just kind of, it has a spooky vibe to it that I guess I just vibe to it. A little bit about Holy Road Cemetery. It's located on Wisconsin Avenue at the southern end of Glover Park, adjacent to Georgetown in Washington, D.C. It is one of the highest elevations in the city and has memorable views. Holy Road, which comes from the Scottish Haile Rood, meaning Holy Cross, contains approximately 7,000 burials, including as many as 1,000 free and enslaved African Americans. It may be the best documented slave burial ground in the District of Columbia, so that's fascinating. I don't think I've ever seen a tombstone, I should say, of somebody who was buried there prior to the 90s. The cemetery has such high elevation, so you can see everything from the National Cathedral to the Washington Monument or the Capitol Building. You get a great view, and you can also see into Virginia and into Maryland, and you can see the Potomac. It's just fantastic. I had such a great time that day. I'm definitely going to miss this neighborhood because it's been so nice to me, and so many of the people have been so nice to me as well. I've gotten to know so many people here, made so many friends just walking down the street. Everyone's very hospitable, so I'll definitely miss it, but I think it's time for a change. So goodbye, Glover Park.